I think I could have had a good life back home. I do. But I have more than a good life out here now. I miss my family, of course, and I miss my fish and chips and things like that, you know. But the life out here is just remarkable, and what we have at this department and campus is so many like-minded people who are doing everything they possibly can to make other people successful, which is almost unheard of in any industry, in any area of the world. I have a wife who is just the best thing that's ever happened to me. I have the blessing of coming to work every day with the best friends I could possibly ask for, and working with a group of young men currently who are just stellar from top to bottom. The standard of life, the quality of life, the community that we have here that supports you and is friendly and engaging and wants you to be successful, it's like night and day from the life I could have had in England.
I assume you decided to come here without visiting. Like your first day at Lenoir-Rhyne was the first time you stepped on campus. That had to be a leap of faith to trust that this is the place that I want to spend my next 4 years.
Absolutely. It was the first day I've been in the States. Wow. Full stop. So I arrived maybe a week before the first day of practice. Me and another guy I lived with, a graduate student at the time, we arrived and it's just straight in. The great thing is you have 25 friends immediately from your teammates, but yeah, it was a big jump. And yeah, my dad just said this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to go and explore and find yourself and have as a minimum 4 years in a different place, learning different things, and go take it. And thanks to him, a decade later, I'm still here.
What was the biggest thing kind of when you stepped off the plane, like, whoa, here I am in America?
Everyone's so friendly. I remember I used to live about a mile and a half from campus when I first came here, and I would walk in most mornings, because again, to me, back in England, you walk a lot of places. I would walk in and I would get asked almost every week, at least once, do you want to ride in? From someone I had no idea who they were. Yeah. And at first I thought, oh no, that's, stay away from people you don't know. But then I realized that's just the way it is here. Everybody wants to help you. Everyone wants to give you any support they can. And, the more I got to know people here, the more I realized that people are just so friendly.
Tell me about the early playing days of Josh Alderson's playing career here at Lenoir-Rhyne.
I loved it from the start.
Okay.
We had a good team my freshman year, and things started really, really well. I think we knocked off Wingate when they were 5 in the nation at the time, and I remember celebrating that like we just won the World Cup final, because that's the sort of, that victory at the time for us was massive. It still is, but it was very rare to have them sort of wins.
Jack Winter takes over, what, 25, 26-year-old Jack Winter?
Maybe younger, I believe, potentially, yeah.
What was that time like when that transition happened?
So we were quite fortunate in a sense. So Coach came as the assistant coach my sophomore year. So we knew his workings, we knew the way he went about things, we knew his personality, we had ideas of how he wanted us to play. And so in the spring of 16, when he assumed interim control, we almost had a breakthrough spring, in a sense of we started to play without fear, we started to play with the shackles off that we had sort of imposed on ourselves over the previous years. And now all of a sudden with Jack there, we sort of believed we could achieve more through not really have anything to lose. That was what it sort of came to. And so my senior year, we were incredibly pleased that Kim had chosen to give Jack the job. It sort of filled us with confidence and excitement for the fall, and then we had a brilliant group, sort of my senior class and the senior players around that time, who we all just bought in. My first couple of years here, we didn't really pay too much attention to the NCAA tournament, because we'd only been, in 2006, we hadn't been otherwise. So for 2016 to roll around and all of a sudden we're in the mix, we started to believe we had a real chance of making the tournaments, and I started paying attention to it. You start looking at what that might look like, and beating Tusculum was possibly the highlight of my career as a player here, because it was the most complete performance. It was 3-1, but it could have been 5-0. We were absolutely fantastic, and Tusculum were a really good team that year. But Pfeiffer's a different animal. aside from the result, which was disappointing, just the whole experience of it was amazing. It really showed that it wasn't a fluke that we were there, even though the end result was what it was. To be 1-1 at half-time and to have matched Pfeiffer just showed that we were deserving and we belonged,
Did you know when your playing career was winding down that you wanted to get into coaching?
No, I didn't.
When did you discover that?
It was, truth be told, it was when I realized that I didn't want to leave my then girlfriend, who had another year here, and is from Texas. So is go home and sort of pick up the pieces of where I was previously, which I would have had a great time back home, I'm sure of it. I would be closer to family, which has been brilliant. Or stick around, find a way to stick around so that me and Erin could continue along our way. And it was sort of around that time when I was like, I need to try and find a way to stay around here, that Jack pulled me in, and I sort of explained to him my situation, and he offered me the opportunity to continue as a volunteer the next year. So I was able to work with one of the local clubs that I've been involved with since the beginning of my time here, an amazing club, CVYSA, with some great people. And then I was able to volunteer here, and within that fall season, I realized that there's only really one thing I want to do moving forward, and that's to coach.
You meet your now wife here.
She was the initial reason that I wanted to stick around the area, and through that and through Coach Winner giving me the chance to get involved and then sort of becoming a mentor for me, I really discovered my passion, and then Jack was able to offer me a position as a graduate assistant. So that was 2 more years. And during that time, I just fell in love with coaching and everything it is.
How is it coaching with Jack? How has he evolved throughout your time here at Lenoir-Rhyne?
It's remarkable. He's a mentor. He's an incredible friend. He assumes the role that whatever the player and person needs, he can help you and guide you the best that he possibly can. That's the thing that I think is the most remarkable about Jack, is how selfless he is that you can come to him with concerns, with issues, with requests, and he will do whatever he can within his power to guide you and help you and educate you, and it's the investment that he puts into myself and Carlos and Diego and Hector and Brandon and a few other coaches we've had previously as well, and the players, the level of investment and care that Jack offers to us is, I highly doubt anywhere else in the country receives anything near what he gives us. So.
For you personally, how has Lenoir-Rhyne molded you into the person that you are today?
It's just the most incredible place. It changes you in ways you don't expect to get changed. That's through challenging you, through exposing you to scenarios you might not expect. But the people here are all so invested. So like I mentioned with Jack then, it spreads across the whole of campus, whether that's professors, whether that's alumni, whether that's local community members, whether that's other staff members throughout the department and on campus. People here are willing for you to be successful, and the relationships you can forge here are just remarkable. It allows you to tap into a side of yourself that you might never have known exists, and that's what's happened with me. I've sort of found myself to be a completely different person than I first thought.
Do you have a favorite LR memory?
If I go right the way back to the beginning, that win against Wingate was spectacular. Because we dug in, I'm going to be honest, they were miles better than we were that year. But what we did is we said, you're not going to score against us. Coaching-wise, with regards with the team, we beat Barry 1-0 when they were the reigning national champions, and that was big because it felt like we'd arrived on the national stage officially. We'd been in and around it. We'd had a couple of NCAA appearances, and we'd had some good results and done all right. But beating them was a big one because it felt like we were really there. Away from the game, obviously myself and Erin have some incredible memories from here, from the campus and from the local area. we've met some amazing people, and in truth, in terms of life memories out here, there are way too many to really go into.
The first SAC tournament title for the program since 2006. You've been here a while. A lot of these players have been here a while. A lot of these coaches have been here a while. What does it mean to bring it back to Hickory for the first time in over 15 years?
Yeah, I mean, we had a conversation last night when we had our team dinner, but this one's for Josh. This one's for Josh. Josh has been an ever-present member of this program for the last 10 years, and he's given, you know, not only his professional career, but he's given so much of his life to this team, to this university, and it goes unnoticed, and it shouldn't. And the boys listened to him talk last night, and they were really touched because he spoke about what this program not only means to him, but what it means to the people that came before him and the people that come after. And when Josh leaves this place, it's not going to be the same. And so that one today was for Coach Alderson.